Hey everyone, welcome to Zeitgeist Zealots. I'm Forrest.
I'm Mando. No, I'm Major. But Mando is really fucking good this week, so I kind of want to be Mando. What's up, guys?
I'm Robbie. Yeah, but
Today-
Pedro Pascal.
Coming back with a strong episode 2. Mandalorian, I was worried as hell.
Oh yeah,
I was sweating bullets like I was wearing a full Mandalorian Halloween costume after watching the first episode. But episode 2 coming back strong.
yeah. I totally agree with you from another podcast where you were just talking about the pacing just felt a little fast at times.
And awkward. But that's what happens when you add, when you have a Mandalorian season 2.5 in the middle of at the end of the Book of Boba Fett, which no one watched, right? So you get this note from the executives at the data analytics in Disney, and they're like, "Oh, hey guys, not enough people know, not enough people watch like the Mandalorian episodes and the Book of Boba Fett. You're gonna have to shoehorn what happened there into
More
the first
probably
episode."
watched Mando and Boba Fett than they did Andor. I think Andor's numbers are pretty low, despite
Which is a
how good it
shame
was.
because
Yeah.
Andor is fantastic. That's funny you mentioned that for us. To get my wife on board, my wife and I, we went back and I rewatched. She watched it for the first time. The prison escape episode with Andy Serkis. Just some of like the greatest acting in an hour of television. And like she enjoyed the hell out of it. She didn't see any other episode. She had no idea what was going on. I gave her like the very basics. We watched the recap, right? But really, we just like got to watch like Andy Serkis just be his best, and she really, really enjoyed it. So like, guys, if you haven't watched the Andor, I understand the fatigue. I'm feeling it. I'm feeling it in Star Wars. I'm feeling it in Marvel. But like,
I saw an
That's a good
article
episode.
that Disney
That's a
is
good TV
noticing that they're probably going to calm down on some of the stuff that they've been putting.
yeah, well, they have to. I mean, so like, I understand. So like, what in 2021 we had like 7 hours of MCU content, right? 7 point whatever. In 2020 we had like 6 point whatever hours, right? And then last year in 2022 we had like 30 hours. We had like 35 hours. It was like 600% increase in like Marvel content. And it just sucked that all of it was just bad, right? If it was like 60% increase of good content, like that,
They have stuff to talk about every week.
But yeah, yes, it did. It definitely fueled the podcast and YouTube community, right? So Disney's keeping food on the table for all of our favorite YouTubers out there.
Well, I think we're getting we're getting 89% less Marvel TV shows this year. I think we're just getting like Secret Invasion and Loki.
Good, we
all
need
those
less.
all those
Less is
React
more.
channels on YouTube.
Yeah, but let's dive into like the Mandalorian, the first 2 episodes.
Let's dive in.
Let's talk about the first. Let's dive in like the waters under the planet of Mandalorian. They were called. There's like some
The Mines of Mandalore.
It's another BS quest that John Favreau pulled out of his ass. But I don't
All
know.
right,
Or
yes.
is it?
Yes, but no.
Did it appear? I'm guessing it appeared in Clone Wars, but as someone
Did
who's
you
never
watch?
seen Clone Wars,
Did you watch the second episode? You've seen.
I did, yeah.
Mando, right? So the first episode, I was for sure in your camp, Forrest. I was like, fuck my life. This is going to be 9 gosh damn episodes of Fetch Quest, right? When he was like, when they dedicated way too much time to him trying to like resurrect IG-77 or IG-70 whatever.
oh yeah,
I was like, shit,
Yeah,
this is gonna be like 3
I
episodes
totally
of that.
thought it like it was gonna be like Bad Batch.
Yeah,
Like,
dude.
you
I
know,
thought this shit was gonna drag out like fingernails on the chalkboard. I was so pessimistic. And
they
then
dove
episode
right into
2,
it in episode 2.
Bam! Episode 2, they're the Mines of Mandalore, and I'm like, oh god damn, I'm back in. Hello,
Trust
John
us,
Favreau.
Forrest. Episode 2
Yeah.
is so much.
Well, I guess the plot line where he needs I6 IKEA 77 to come back,
IKEA 77.
and but I guess they're just like, no, we don't need it. It'll be fine.
You know, what'd be really great is if they were writing it and they're like, we need IG-77. And then all the controversy came out about Taika Waititi, and then Love and Thunder bombed like in the middle of writing it, and they're like,
he's not hot.
actually,
he's not hot.
we're just gonna keep him on
I'm
the
kidding.
sideline.
I won't say that. I think his non-Marvel movies, like his movie called like Jojo Rabbit.
Jojo
I
Rabbit
think
was
didn't-
good.
I think people really liked. So I think like his non-Marvel stuff, and I think he's basically just come out and said that he's not like a big Marvel comic book guy. He just sort of did it so he could have, carte blanche to make his next movie. That's basically
Which is
what
good.
Christopher Nolan
I
did.
love. I thought it was great. Hey, that Thor franchise was dead, and he brought us Thor Ragnarok. Okay,
and killed it again.
Well, I mean, it wasn't worse than anything else in MCU Phase 4, right? Like, there's a strong possibility. Endgame was so fucking good. Like, there's a strong possibility that the executives at Disney, right, Marvel Disney, knew that they needed to pump out a just shitty ass phase to just go ahead and reset all expectations for Phase 5. Right, that means even taking an L on your big ones like Thor and dude, Multiverse of Madness was barely a multiverse, right? If anything, it just drove the fans into madness because of its What If had more creative content in its pinky than the Multiverse of Madness did. So what happened there? It either is intentional or just the biggest gross incompetence I've seen since. Oh shit, Disney Star Wars trilogy sequel. Oh, I might be wrong here.
Well, we've all seen Ant-Man, right? So that wasn't a great start to Phase 5. I mean, I liked it for the most part.
I enjoyed it.
It was way better than Ant-Man and the Wasp.
Tweet at us at Zilla Podcast. Let us know what you think about Quantman Animania. I like that name actually a little bit better. Quantman Animania. Let us know what you think about that.
I guess he's the new quantitative methods teacher at
dude, how pissed off would
Marvel
you
University
be if you were Ant-Man, right? If it was Ant-Man the Wasp, right? You live in the MCU. You are Paul Rudd, aka Ant-Man. And this bitch over here can fly and you can't. And it's like,
well, he has ants. He has ants he can ride.
But it's just technology. Just add wings to my damn suit so I can fly as well.
Well, if they ever made Hank Pym Yellow Jacket can fly.
Yeah,
but they made Yellow Jacket the bad guy because
they make some
stupid logic.
Right. But I see Rob. That's exactly what you're saying, right? Then he wouldn't be Ant-Man, and it's
why can't he be the flying Ant-Man?
Exactly. We have flying ants. I'm pretty sure. Oh my gosh, what not?
He rides them all the time.
He just turns it. Oh yeah, he does. Anthony. What if he just turned a cockroach man, a palmetto bug man? Oh, gross. That'd be the dude. Ant-Man versus palmetto bug man. That's a movie I would see.
Wait, palmetto bug man? Okay. Never heard of that
bugs
one.
Are fucking scary, and not I'm a grown ass man. I'm not scared of bugs. But if you see a palmetto bug, if you see a 5-inch cockroach flying at you in the middle of the night while you're trying to go pee, that'll let out a little yelp.
Yeah, are there palmetto bugs in Florida or just
no? Just thinking about our time in South Carolina.
Okay, so we're talking about Mandalorian. So the first episode, there was the weird pirates, the space pirates.
Oh, dude, how good was that costuming though?
I'm pretty sure they just ripped it right from Pirates. They just went to the Pirates of the Caribbean studio, or the lot. Just took the clothes from that lot and just moved over to the Mandalorian because it's all owned by Disney.
Yeah, I mean, those pirates are very unique. They had Davy Jones. Those pirates that lived.
He looked like Davy
water.
Jones. Yeah, the main guy looked like Davy Jones, except without the tentacles.
Yeah, it's like Davy Jones met.
Got a haircut. You got a trim and a haircut.
Yes, I'm totally fine with
tentacles.
That. Yeah, I'm good with that. I thought they looked great. But before we get to the pirates, which I'm glad, fucking finally pirates are in live action Star Wars. What did you think about the opening scene? I just thought those Mandalorians were embarrassing looking, and at first I thought it was a flashback, right? I thought that little kid was Mando getting indoctrinated into the Brotherhood, but it turns out not the case because he comes in and saves the day. But those Mandalorians, they don't look like they're up to snuff. They look like they're about to get fucking wrecked.
That kid was definitely some producer's son. It seemed like he was. It was definitely
just some acting credits.
Yeah, I think the producer's trying to get his son to do maybe producer's stepson. He's
no. Oh no, you're missing. Forrest, you're a writer. You understand what's happening here. They showed the beginning with that son. That might have been a producer's son, right? But they write that scene to cast the producer's son. They showed that. So in episode 2, when you see Pedro Pascal, aka the Mandalorian, when he renews his vows in the waters of the mines of Mandalore,
and he says
it's the same vow as the kid says in the beginning. So you see, it's the same. He's just renewing his faith. It's like being rebaptized, basically.
Well, when
that's why they showed it.
Well, when Bo-Katan saved him, were y'all like, Did Bo-Katan re-earn the Darksaber from Din Djarin? She saved him. But y'all might have felt that. I was just like, I really don't care because the Darksaber is used against Mandalorian armor anyway.
I was just like,
it's what in those waters is what got me.
Well, like smog.
Yeah.
It's like another.
What's in
random.
Waters,
it's the same monster from episode 1. From
Mythosaur.
A Mythosaur.
I thought it was the Turtle Gator.
Mythosaur.
That's right. If you guys remember from season 1 when the Mandalorian was trying to ride that weird beast with that what's his name guy that talked.
Yeah, you said your ancestors used to ride the Mythosaur. Dude. You
badass.
can ride one of these.
That Mythosaur is like 1,000
It's
parsecs
huge.
big. Yeah,
dude. Do y'all know Boba Fett's very first appearance in any media? Do y'all know what it is?
Yeah, it's the animated. It's the
holiday special between
special.
Empire Strikes Back, Return of the Jedi, and in that cartoon he's riding a giant Mythosaur, I think. Yeah, so that was like
and the one they got in here.
I guess it is
bigger though.
Yeah, much
it's
bigger.
Like,
that dude,
it's a legend sword.
The way they showed it was pretty cool. And,
so good.
And like
so
there's something going on with it because the Mythosaur didn't hurt them. Just
dragged him in the water so he could.
Oh yeah, and what is going to be his proof that he bathed in the waters that he's going to bring back?
He's just going to have to preserve the dew beads on his.
Especially
really
Robbie's on
to get her to believe.
Just get a thermos.
That they actually saw the Mythosaur, like claiming something like that. Probably, maybe the armorer would go along with it.
I mean, I'm sure they have like water testing kits. The armorer has like a water testing kit because he's so anal retentive.
You think this culture, this civilization?
She's gonna put a few drops in it to make sure the color turns yellow. Then
actually,
real.
no. That actually sounds very Star Warsy. Okay, I'm back on board with that.
So
what do you think about Bo-Katan? I think
she has some kind of fluid to
God, doesn't it sound like fucking Batman, like Adam West shark repellent?
There's got to be something special.
I have a
Mythosaur.
Mythosaur
repellent.
No, just some way to no.
Or there's just something in that water that she would recognize.
So
yeah. He could just tell her. He could just be like, "No, I saw the Mythosaur," and then she's like, "Oh, then you."
And brings what's her name with them as like a witness to it all.
Yeah. Hey, what happened? What happened to Mando? He was walking down the stairs, and then he just disappeared and fell. Under. I thought he got dragged under, but did he just miss a step?
I thought I wondered that too because, is his armor just sink in water? Does he? He was like knocked out though when you got to the
right. And it's just like what?
Well, I think they're trying to say that the Mythosaur pulled him under but didn't hurt him.
And then the Mythosaur just watched afterwards. But they were the size. They were the size of the pupil of that Mythosaur.
When she dove in and they had that camera view of her diving in, you could see the stairs, and then the stairs just cut off into that.
That's what I was wondering. I was wondering if he was just taking a step la di da da da, and then he just took a step and then just fell. Yeah, dude.
Maybe he fell back and hit his head on the stairs, or they could just say the Mythosaur did it. He pulled me under.
You know what I really wanted, dude? So they get to the water, and also just thank God we didn't spend 8 episodes getting to this point. I'm so glad this wasn't season 3 getting to the minds of Mandalore, right? I'm so glad they knocked this out early. But I really, when he started stripping off his clothes, he took off his jetpack, and I looked over at my wife and I was like, God, I hope he just strips down naked to his helmet. He's just takes everything off but his helmet. Just a naked picture.
His little helmet for his wiener too.
Yes,
never knew.
Gotta cover both heads.
Yeah, that'd be great. Yeah, I mean, how does he shower? He's got to smell awful. I guess he can take his armor off whenever he wants. Just can't move his helmet. I mean, he's got to remove his helmet to shave.
What about eating certain things, or does he have to have certain foods that you take in shake form? Or
something? It's all liquid. It's a very liquid intense diet, as we saw in episode 2.
I guess all you can do is slightly lift it so you can get a cup under there.
Yeah, or just go to the closet. In one scene. I'll just eat in the corner over here. Don't look. Close your eyes. I'm eating.
Well, apparently they not even for that they could take their helmet off. Crazy.
Yeah. So yeah, they were pretty good episodes.
So I'm back on board. I'm ready to do this. Let's go. Mandalorian season 3.
Yeah, I'm actually kind of excited for it.
Major and Robbie are back on board. Let's go, Jon Favreau. What about the last?
Watch episode 3. Like this was
just break.
This was a tease, and they go to a different plot for one whole episode, and then episode 4 is back to the waters.
Robbie, that's a good point. What are the chances we see Boba Fett?
It's not the first time they've done that.
Oh, actually, no. Forget my dumbass question about Boba Fett. We might see him, we might not. We saw space whales, guys.
Yeah.
We saw time traveling, outer rim space whales and real action space whales, right? So that's like definitely Thrawn, right? Like we're gonna see Ezra and this is Star Wars Rebels connection. If you guys aren't familiar with what I'm talking about here, it's a great show made for 10-year-olds. Definitely check it out.
So I guess we can move on to The Last of Us.
Let's move on to The Last of Meh.
Well, we got to talk about the cannibal episode first, which was excellent.
Yeah.
Yes. Episode 8, so good, man. Religious figures are so creepy. I love it.
I like how they slowly revealed more and more about him.
Yeah. That was great.
They made him out to be just like this nice preacher right at the beginning, and then they show a little bit more and a little bit more, and then bam, just full on David.
Yep.
David was his name.
And I was like, oh, dude, when he got weird and creepy, we're definitely skipping ahead. We'll go back and we'll play this through, but we're hitting the highlights here. Dude, when he was like getting super creepy, I was like, oh my God, does he want a child bride? Like, he's like, oh, apocalypse.
All cult leaders do.
Let me turn to a cult. Let me get this child bride going. And then, like,
it made me remember why I blocked him from memory from seeing that part of the game.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, dude. What a creeper. Although I really wanted, like, I thought it would be just desserts to watch him get infected and then infect his entire town. It was also pretty cool to see him just, die in the fire. Whatever. I'm not writing it.
Good.
What do you guys think? Let's talk about the cannibal episode, and then we'll get into the finale.
It was great. I thought Ellie was. I mean, I think they did the whole. Joel's gonna save her, but then they did like, well, no, she can save herself because she's pretty awesome in her own right. So, but yeah, I think the guy who played the preacher, apparently he's getting typecast as like a creepy bad guy because he was a creepy bad guy in True Detective. He was a creepy bad guy in the El Camino movie. And now he's a creepy bad guy in this. So it's like they keep casting this poor guy as like a creepy.
You say poor guy.
Well, he's good at being. He's got a resume for being the creepy bad guy.
Yeah,
so
it's true.
Like,
it's
how many
who gets killed?
How many actors do you have to fucking watch be weird and creepy? Kevin Spacey before it turns out that they're weird and creepy in real life.
I don't know, 3.
I'm just saying, like we've seen what Kevin Spacey, Heath Ledger, like there's a whole spectrum from like a bad guy to a good guy, right? Like when you act that hard, that terribly for so long, like it becomes like a part of like you, or at least it becomes a part of your IMDb page.
Yeah. Well,
I thought the performance was excellent. I thought he was
great.
Nailed it.
Oh, and let's not forget who played James.
Who played James?
Troy Baker, the voice of Joel.
The voice of Joel?
Mm-hmm.
From the video game?
Yes, the very same.
Wow. That would be so cool if, like, in the next episode, we got to meet the voice of Ellie. That would just really hit home for all the video
That's probably what happened, isn't it?
That's exactly what happened. Yeah, spoiler alert.
Well, yeah. I think they brought Marlene back in the last episode, right? And they had the same voice actress. So that's pretty cool. But
I actually really liked how they tied the plot together in episode 9. But I'll let you talk more about episode 8.
Yeah. So I mean, there was the guy who voiced Joel in the video game was James, and this was the cannibal episode, and that was towards the end of the first game, and it was pretty great. Joel finally got back on his feet
Thank goodness.
Oh, so
he was very brutal. Yeah.
So did you guys know beforehand it was the cannibal episode?
I did not.
When you went into
well,
it?
I think when the girl said, "Why? When are we going to bury them?" That's when I knew, because he gave James like an evil look.
How about when that guy came out with that meat and she was like, "What is it?" And he just paused and he was like, "It's venison."
Well,
I think I knew there was going to be cannibals at some point in the show.
Okay, so a little background from me. My maternal family, the maternal side, my mother's side, comes from New Hampshire. Where and people in the South don't know this. At least I didn't. Right? My mind was blown when I found this out. But the ground is literally too hard from the cold in the wintertime. So they literally if you die in November, December in New Hampshire, they can't bury you until the springtime. So that wasn't a red flag for me. And we had seen that they had gotten the deer from Ellie, and then in the next scene he's serving venison. So that didn't strike a chord to me. I'm glad you pointed that out.
Get back in time, because remember they got back with the deer after they were already eating.
So that's
they had the editing. They had the meat, and you think that was from the deer that they just got.
Yeah,
and then they come through the front door with the deer.
See, that's what happened.
Yeah, I'm skipping ahead. It's amazing how none of the other survivors came out to attack or confront Joel and Ellie when they left. The building was burning down. Their
gunshots
one kitchen
everywhere.
Yeah, everybody evacuated.
They just
thought everybody got out, and they didn't know.
I just think this is the beginning of the bad writing. If I might be an asshole here for a second.
Well, I think they just wanted to wrap up the episode. They just didn't want to deal with that plot thread.
Definitely tell they brought that attitude into the next episode.
But they could have easily had all the women and children come out "What's going on?" And then Joel's "Get back!" And then they just walk in the woods.
Yeah, or Joel kills them. I don't care.
That'd been a little too dark. I mean, it was pretty dark. It was pretty dark. It was pretty dark when he killed the guy in the chair. But I mean, I knew he was going to kill him anyway. He had no choice. But yeah, it was a very dark episode. So, but yeah, what else happened? I thought the great you see Ellie's expression, and she sees a body part. I'm just what body part is it?
Just
don't be a dick. Don't be a dick.
Oh gosh, and it's just an ear on the floor.
It's we just circumcised him. Yeah. Where's his helmet?
Oh no, we were just reenacting the crucifixion. It's got a little intense. We're method actors.
Oh yeah.
Let's get into this last episode. Since
I'll step away then.
If you would like to, absolutely. Rob, what did you think?
I'll just go and while you're talking.
You can finish your nap if you want to.
I already took a nap for 2 hours, so I think I probably need to
watch the episode.
Yeah,
Rob, what'd you think? Did you like the episode, Rob?
Oh, yeah.
Episode?
It was I mean, they actually did. That was pretty much how the game ended as well. And it's been a big discussion for years of did Joel make the right decision at the end there?
What do you mean?
So nothing. There was no major change.
Lying.
I thought the ending was
to lying to Ellie
or saving Ellie.
Or if
both,
or if he should let him do the surgery, but was it a guarantee it would have been a cure?
Oh, fun. Yeah, right. There's no guarantee.
A possible
no way.
Cure.
Sort of
fucking hell. If it was a stranger, I'd still be very, very skeptical.
He finally had something to live for, basically.
Yeah, he got a new daughter.
He explains that scar. Who shot him?
Yeah. So let's get into it.
I don't remember. We
get the draft. We get the draft scene. Right. I didn't get to play that in the game. I haven't played the game, but I've heard about this draft scene so much, and it was very beautiful. It was very touching. It was really cool. Was that pretty much how it was in the game, Rob?
Are you talking about at the beginning as they're talking to each other?
Yeah. Oh yeah, yeah. You get a ladder, which apparently is very game heavy. You're always.
Oh yeah, they had the giraffe.
Yeah, and yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Yeah,
they actually had the ladder part in the game too.
So Ellie,
I think it was just in a different location.
Ellie's getting a ladder for Joel, and then just drops the ladder and starts running off.
He's like, "You got to see this." Doesn't say what it is at first.
Doesn't say what it is, and I was like, "This is dumb. Like, why is she running? Like, if it's such an amazing view."
Yeah, and you can tell she's just excited. It's not.
Yeah, just being a kid or whatever. Just like the
you got to see this. Not like, oh my god.
Right? Yeah. Like, I'm not gonna tell you what it is. Like, not that we're living in a post-apocalyptic world and you've been like looking after me and we've been, attacked by raiders every day for like the last 6 months or whatever. But I'm just gonna scream, "Oh my god!" Drop the ladder and run away. Like, no worries, Dad Junior. But we see the draft. That was really cool. And then there's a bunch of drafts. And then they're just, dude. What happens?
Yeah, it's just. Yeah, you just see how nature takes over a city over 20 years.
Which I really enjoyed that. Like the CGI, the graphics, like it was all beautiful. It's very, very well done. And then, it was
lots of fake vines, I'm sure.
Lots of fake vines. And then you get to the real vines when they're cutting through the city. But they're cutting through like the city on the street. And it's like, guys, you've been so sneaky for so long. Why are you just like, oh, you know what I'm in the mood for? Puns. And dude, so I haven't played the game. I know what's gonna happen. Facility. But like, dude, like, I've seen enough TV shows. I've seen enough movies. Like when the two characters, like when like the main macho man like protagonist breaks down and shows some vulnerability to like the secondary character, right? Like, I'm in the mood for some shitty puns. I was like, that's when something goes wrong. And dude, he's just like walking.
Like things are getting too happy right now.
Yeah, dude. And I was like, fuck. I was like, dude, is Joel's face about to get blown off? Dude, I thought he was about to get JFK'd so hard. And then they just hit him with like the flashbang grenade, which what the fuck? That has never happened to anyone ever before in this TV show, right? We never had a non-lethal interaction between two random stranger parties, right? Like you either shoot them or you stop and you interrogate them, right? Like Tommy's gang, right? Like circled them up, like had them at gunpoint, but they interrogated them, they sniffed them out, and they talked, right? And then other times they just like get attacked. There's no non-lethal approach to this, right? Like that's a very inconsistent writing. I'm nitpicking, but I'm gonna be honest, I didn't think this was a great episode. I was kind of like pissed off, to be honest. Like this is such a good television show, and like they had such an awesome opportunity here, like a really cool moment when Joel goes ham in the hospital and he decides,
it's basically like the entire series has been 90% cut scenes, and this is when you get to player gameplay right here.
Right, and you get to like shoot him, and it should have been so fucking cool. It should have been 10 minutes of Pedro Pascal playing Joel, playing John Wick. Right?
Yeah, that's exactly what I was just thinking.
It felt rushed.
John Wick mode.
Dude, so this was such a great scene on paper and in theory, right? But I was watching this and I felt like it was like directed and cut and edited so fucking poorly. It felt like something like I would do. Like if I like as an amateur.
I kind of liked how they went into slow-mo at like every bullet that he's having to fire into these people.
Sometimes I just didn't know. I just like, dude, Zack Snyder couldn't have done better. I don't know. I just didn't like the editing, like a John Wick pace. Like John Wick goes through a building and kills 20 fucking people, and it's so awesome. And like you watch Pedro Pascal do it as Joel, and it was just lackluster. It was just kind of lame in my opinion. Like compared to like the rest of the season, I just wasn't very happy with like the action scene. In my opinion.
Yeah, I was actually flipping through a video game versus show comparison video. Yeah, and like when they get to the hospital is pretty similar, but how they meet is a little different. Like they go through this underwater area, but then Ellie apparently can't swim and he's got to go in and save her, and he's doing chest compressions on her when they get out the other side, and the guards come up on him while he's doing that. And then it cuts to like him in the hospital. Then it's interesting. Similar from there.
So another complaint with bad writing, Marlene, whatever, shouldn't have put the risk of like, why is Pedro Pascal still alive? Like, I would have, like, you should, like, you kill Joel because you're about to kill Ellie, right? And you know Joel's like this protector, right? And this badass, like she says, she's like, I had 5 of my best men like protect me from, you know, wherever they came from all the way to here, and I lost them all. Like, how did you and Ellie survive, right? Like, this is a badass motherfucker. Like, just, you know, kill him dead. And then Joel just fucking kills everyone. Doesn't get like doesn't take a single bullet wound. He just John Wicks his way through it all.
Yeah, he tears through everybody.
Yeah, right.
Crazy.
And you know, there's some times where, you know, the people, like, you know, when the bad guys like gives up and puts their gun down, and then Joel just kills him anyway. And it's like, yeah, that's probably for the best. Like, you're trying to save your surrogate daughter. You can't have this guy like, oh, is this guy gonna like fucking, as soon as I turn around the corner, is this guy gonna pick up the gun again and shoot him? Like, I get that. I just think like the shots could have been cool, the guns could have been cooler, like the deaths could have been cooler. Like the whole, it's a shame because like the rest of the season was so
well. They weren't really going for cool. They were kind of going for kind of, they don't want you to feel good about what he's doing.
Yeah, I guess. Like a John Wick kind of like, yeah, I'm here to save my dog. But like, why not, dude? Like, John Wick fucking killed like 89 people to save his dog.
Oh my god, that dude who surrendered and he shot him anyway.
Yeah, he shot. Yeah, that's what I was talking about. He shot him anyway.
I don't remember if that was in the game. I don't think they.
I mean, nothing beats Modern Warfare when you have to go through that airport terminal shooting all those innocent people.
Operating room is, and how they met in the garage. Oh, do you want me to give you? It's like a spoiler / teaser of the beginning of season 2, because that's when part 2 starts.
Yes, but does this have anything to do with the question that we referred to earlier when Ellie asked Joel if he's telling the truth?
Oh yeah, swear to him.
Yeah. Okay. So let's talk about that, and then you can dive a little bit into spoiler. Okay. Right. So Joel saves Ellie, and Ellie wakes up in the back of the truck, and they get away. Right. Let's not mention that this has been 20 years since the apocalypse, since the outbreak day or whatever. So, you know, in reality, gasoline would go bad, none of these cars would work, but whatever, it's a television show. I'll suspend disbelief. So she's like, you know, she wakes up in the back of the truck. She's like, oh, like, what happened? And Pedro Joel just completely lies to her. He's like, oh, they had like a bunch of other people who were just like you. Turns out you're not special. They tried it on them. Turns out that's not very, like, it never worked. So we just got out of there. Oh, we got attacked by raiders. So we just got out of there. Right? Just like a terrible lie. Just not a good lie. He wasn't thinking about it. It just like,
well, you could see from her facial expressions that
she's not believe him. She's not believing it. And then she's like, later on, she's like, swear to me what you said earlier was true. And then he just gives like the most unconvincing, I promise, like, ever.
Kind of long pause.
Yeah. He's like, yeah, I'm telling you the truth. And she's like, okay. So what do you think? Does she believe Joel? Does she believe Joel because she has to believe Joel? Or does she not believe Joel? What do you think?
I think she has a feeling that he's lying, but she wants to believe so bad.
That's what I'm thinking.
She wants to not be dead.
Yeah, well, like this is like the person who you've come to like trust and rely on. Right?
Basically, he's been struggling with the loss of his daughter for 20 years, and then it's kind of like he's got a new daughter to protect in a way, and
basically,
it's about to be taken from him, and it's kind of giving him a reason to live again.
Well, it's sort of like at the ending of
I can kind of see both sides, but it has been a big debate online about.
Yeah, well, it's sort of the ending of Watchmen.
The
like
end of the game.
Rorschach did the right thing by, or not.
Yeah, because
giving the journal to
releasing the journal.
Yeah, releasing the journal.
He's killing all these people and maybe even stopping a cure for what's happening for her.
So have you heard about the survey they did for The Last of Us Part 1, they served after The Last of Us Part 1 came out. They did a big survey among people who played the game about what they would do. Would they have saved Ellie, or would they have sacrificed Ellie? And the poll was about 50-50 split until you got to parents. And if you surveyed parents, there is a 100% save Ellie success.
Yeah, I could definitely see that.
Yeah, 100%. Like, dude, fuck the rest of the world. Because as a parent, like, your world is over. Like,
you understand that love for your child.
Uh-huh. And he's just like, fuck it. Like, whatever. Now let's talk about how Ellie got immune. This seems incredibly replicable. Like, you could replicate this. This wasn't some act of God. This was
but
using an infected knife. No one knows it. Yeah, except Marlene, and she's dead now.
And
Marlene could have pasted that. Marlene should have pieced it together over the last 12 or 15 years.
She was afraid that they were gonna kill her baby right there.
Yeah, so she lied. But that doesn't make any sense, right? Like, wait, you had the baby after the zombie attacked you? Like, get the fuck out of here. I think it's really funny. I don't know if it's funny.
No, the umbilical cord was still attached. When she got bit, and then she cut the umbilical cord.
And then she cut, so that's how they had a little bit of infection go through the umbilical cord. No, I think that's great. I really, really liked it, and you can replicate that. I can't be the only time that'll ever happen. Nah, fuck, save Ellie. Let's do it. Let me ask you this, Robbie. Am I gonna get my heart broken in season 2? I love Joel. Am I gonna get my heart broken?
I'll say it starts as a happy start, but they cut you off real quick. It goes dark.
I feel like Ellie's gonna catch Joel in his lie. Like, this is such a big lie, and to leave it at the very end of the season, and to make him such a bad fucking liar, right? Like, I don't know.
Remember Joel, he asked her if she wants to learn how to play guitar.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah, that's the beginning of part 2.
Oh, we'll open up on some heartstrings. What would you have done, Rob? Would you have sacrificed Ellie to try to possibly save the world?
In his position, I can.
Yeah, if you were Joel.
If I was Joel, I see where he's coming from.
Yeah, dude. If I was Joel, I'm going straight John Wick.
Especially if it's not even a guaranteed cure.
Yeah.
But the big struggle, though, is he knows that she would do the right thing.
So how good was that, bro? When Marlene's like, what would she, that's what she would do.
what would she do? And
what would Ellie do? And then Joel, dude, the acting dude on Joel's face.
Oh,
he's just
dude,
hits him and he realizes.
Yeah, he's in the middle of a sentence telling Ellie, and then bang, and it cuts off his sentence there, and he continues.
With the flashbang?
No, with the gunshot. Do you remember that in the car when he's talking to Ellie? I was thinking that's what you were talking about.
Oh no. When they go back, when it flashes back to him killing Marlene at the end.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would have killed Marlene. That seems like, dude, you can't kill 30 people to save your surrogate daughter, and then leave one person.
You would just come after us, pow.
Yeah, that man grew up on Disney movies. That man has watched enough Disney movies to know exactly what happens. Oh man, Rob, I thoroughly enjoyed this episode. I can't wait for season 2. Forrest, I highly recommend you watching it. Listeners at home, what's up? What do you guys think about The Last of Us? Overall, fantastic season. Just premium television, and it was a bright spot in the darkness that is Disney right now.
Hey, do you want to go into spoiler section? Well, it's not a big spoiler. It's just
minor spoilers. Let's do minor spoilers. All right,
it's a minor spoiler, and it's for the beginning of the series. I'm sure it's going to be the first episode.
Guitar away. And that's gonna be like in a year from now. So
there is that. Well, there is that guitar. But do you remember when he shot that doctor, and they had that close up of that doctor for a few seconds there?
Oh yeah,
that doctor's important.
No remorse, dude. That doctor was just like, he was like, step away. He was like, no, bam, dead. Didn't even think about it first.
Oh, he just said unhook her, and he was like, yeah, I won't let you, pal.
Yeah.
And then he just repeats it, unhook her.
I've been like,
you can tell he is not playing. He's not taking any like discussion.
Yeah, I just feel bad if I was that doctor. Like if I was that doctor, I'm like, oh wait, no, we could have negotiated. I would eventually come around. Like,
if I knew, I would have been shot immediately.
Yeah, like you could have shot me in the leg at first. Like no, just straight for the head. No, that's so that might come back into play, is what you're saying.
Yeah, so he has a daughter. I guess I could just leave it at that.
Yeah, after we talked about Marlene and revenge, we know exactly. Yeah, that's all you have to say. And his daughter is Ellie. Bum.
He's not going to be happy with Joel.
So what do you think, Forrest? Does this make you want to watch the last episode?
Yeah. So, I mean, I think I already knew how it ended, and it's a
happy ending.
Yeah, I think
for Joel.
I'll give it yeah. Enjoy Joel. So, yeah, I think we've had some great TV this week. I'm trying to think what else is coming out besides Mandalorian. I think isn't there supposed to be like another
good Bad Batch? That's still going.
I was about to say, is there anything to still have the Disney going?
Yeah, I think Mandalorian
probably not Bad Batch.
Is going to be. I think Mandalorian's going to be keeping Disney going for the next 6 weeks. So I think we'll just pull up enough.
Oh yeah,
that alone. But I don't know when Secret. I think
talking about HBO.
I'm trying to see when Secret Invasion's coming.
What else
out.
is on HBO?
Have you seen White Lotus? So it's like I read the description and it's like a show about a hotel, and I was like, fucking lame. I don't care about a hotel, but the acting's really, really good. It won a bunch of like Academy Awards or whatever. I would maybe check out White Lotus before you cancel your HBO subscription for the quarter.
Okay.
South Park.
Check it out.
The Chat GPT episode.
Oh yeah.
I really enjoyed it. I thought it was fantastic. Just a quick anecdote. So I watched that episode, right? And so obviously just giving a breakdown, right? Stan and the boys are using ChatGPT to cheat on essays in school. Their teacher Garrison is also using ChatGPT to grade the essays in school. Fantastic. But a couple of the boys are using ChatGPT to respond to their wives or whatever, or their girlfriends, because they're in third grade, not wives.
Yeah, just copy paste.
So I was super curious. So I pulled up ChatGPT and I was like, ChatGPT, write my pregnant wife. I was like, write my pregnant wife an emotional text messages telling her like how much I love her and stuff like this. And I wrote like this really nice like text message. I'm just copy and paste and I sent it to her. And then she like sent me back and she was like, oh my God, Major, are you trying to make me cry at work? And like, so dude, my first thought was,
did you tell her right away or
no? I haven't told her. I'm never gonna tell her.
Basically, what the episode is about.
I hope she doesn't listen to the podcast.
She doesn't listen to the podcast at all. So one, I felt instant regret, like, because I felt like this was like emotional, like manipulation almost, right? Like, I almost brought this pregnant woman to tears. However, in this text message that ChatGPT sent her, like, I'm a very romantic guy. I write my wife like love poems, not often, but like, once a year when I fuck up, like I'll write, I'm a romantic guy. I let her know how beautiful she is and how well she's loved, right? So like literally nothing ChatGPT said that I sent her that I haven't already said myself. It just saved me like 5 minutes of typing. So I know I'm an exception because I'm like a romantic guy and a lot of guys,
you like Reddit and stuff.
Emotions are hard. Yeah, right. Yeah, I'm not like
we're on South Park. They just like
getting molested by your uncle or whatever. I will say real fast, ChatGPT though is probably the greatest source of misinformation since Fox News. But it just came there. But like so, ChatGPT
seems to be a little biased.
Doesn't know what it's saying at all. and it doesn't doesn't have a real way to fact check itself. So like I was like a lot of like the information, like if you ask ChatGPT about information, it's highly inaccurate. But like if you ask like ChatGPT to summarize like a link, good. It's highly inaccurate, right? But if you ask ChatGPT to write something for you, like it does an okay job.
I don't think I'm going to use it in the future. I think I learned my lesson from this episode.
ChatGPT 4 is about to come out, and that's going to change everything. And that's going to be multimedia. So like that'll be able to do more than just text. It'll be able to create audio, video as well. So guys, if you are interested in Zeitgeist Zealots, quote unquote, having Joe Rogan on the podcast, end quote, please let us know at ZZealot Podcast at Twitter. We might look into
like AI thing,
doing a little AI podcast with us. And
you got to work on your best Joe Rogan impression, Major.
If I could do impressions, I'd be on stage somewhere right now. That's the weakest part of my comedy game. My impressions are so bad. Arnold does impressions of me. That's how bad I am at them.
Okay, well, I think that attitude, then yeah, I think you'll be the next. I don't know who's a good impressionist. Frank.
You think I'll be
like
all right?
60s.
Hey, Forrest, you think I'll be all right?
Oh yeah. I don't think he said that in the movie, did he?
Wow. That's terrible.
Yeah. Wow. Oh.
Wow. Get to the exit. Get to the outro.
Wow. So thanks everyone for listening. I'm Forrest.
Major.
I'm Robbie.
And we will hopefully be here next week, because I think we had like 3 weeks between episodes. I think so. We'll do a better job of trying to get this out weekly.
My wife is very pregnant and very clingy. I would apologize on her behalf, but she's.
And I also don't. Watch
she's not apologizing.
I also don't watch the show when they come out. So I'll do a better job.
This guy's over here napping away.
But at least Last of Us is over. I have one less show to watch. But I think Secret Invasion's on its way. That or Loki. So
there's only two Marvel
with Loki
movies. There's only 2 Marvel shows.
Well, there might be like a special presentation this year for like Mephisto or Ghost Rider.
Sure.
Okay. So they
Ghost
could
Rider
probably,
and Mephisto.
Well, remember they had like the Halloween special for Werewolf by Night. So
and the holiday special with the Guardians of the Galaxy.
Oh, that's right. Completely forgot about that because it was so awful. So
I still haven't watched it. I'll watch it before Guardians comes out.
There's only like 2 pieces of information in it that are going to carry over.
They
to
bought
Guardians
Nowhere and something else.
Mantis is Star-Lord's sister by some
there it is,
convoluted BS. And yes, those 2. And I guess the talking space dog is probably going to have a role. Well, she was in the earlier movies, I think, but they gave him more of
or whatever.
Yeah, they got like the girl who played Borat's daughter to voice her.
Very nice.
And Borat's playing Mephisto, so they just
God, if Borat like points over to a maternity and goes, "My wife," like I'll just lose it.
I still haven't seen Borat 2. I was just like,
it's so fucking funny, Forrest. You have to.
I didn't even like Borat 1, so I don't know.
So Borat 1's a lie, all right? And then Bruno is very gay, right? I love it all, much. But like it's like Robbie, myself, and Elijah are 3 good-looking men wearing matching T-shirts, watching Bruno together in the movie theater, and then we just hold hands walking out of it. But like, there's a scene in Bruno when he's got an exercise bike hooked up to a dildo, and that's how they're rocking the baby's the cradle. It's so bad. but Borat 2, Borat 2 is so funny, dude. It's well refined. Borat, it's very well done.
I don't know. I'm just not a big fan of like live action pranking. Real time pranking.
She eats a little miniature person, right, on a little wedding cupcake. She eats a little miniature person, and then they go to like a pro or an anti-abortion pastor, and Borat as the father is talking about how he put a little person inside of his daughter, and they're talking about the little person that he ate. But the priest thinks he's talking about getting the daughter pregnant. It's some of the best comedy ever not written of all time. It's so good. I highly recommend watching it. At least.
There's a new Rockstars episode of The Last of Us. Did Joel do the right thing? It was posted 1 minute ago.
I have watched it. Well, I do want one more piece of news. I think Quentin Tarantino is finally going to start filming his last movie, quote unquote, last this year. It's called The Movie Critic.
Yo, good fucking riddance. And I say that with all love for all the feet in the world, right? But like, shut the fuck up. Like, dude, what a egotistical piece of shit move to be like, I'm only gonna make 9 movies my entire career. I hope he makes this movie and we have an economic crisis.
Well, it's only 10
fucking shit, and he has to be like, oh, sorry Hollywood, me and my foot fetish are back, we're gonna say the N-word another 100 times in this next movie. Like, what kind of arrogance in Hollywood does it take to
he's already made 10 movies if you count, Kill Bill as 2 separate movies apparently, but it's only 10 movies because he considers Kill Bill to be one movie, even though they were released separately. One was called Volume 1.
Okay, so I'm already right. Like, this man is limiting himself. He's gonna want to make more movies.
And right? Death Proof was just a segment. And Death Proof was just a segment in a bigger of like a double feature. But apparently he's counting that as a separate movie. And he's also directed like a segment in a movie called 4 Rooms. And he also directed a segment or like a scene in Sin City. So it's only like 10 movies by his strange, weird logic. But I don't know. It's like, I think Scorsese has been around like almost like 10 or 15 years longer than he was, maybe 20 years. And he's made like double the amount of movies as Tarantino. He has like he's made no, Spielberg too. Yeah. But I'm saying like, but Spielberg does like more like commercial movies.
But
I mean, he's done some of
Spielberg is the only director to have made a movie in the last, or for 6 consecutive decades. Like 60 years, this man's been making movies.
Yeah, and he's made like probably triple the amount of movies that Tarantino has, and Scorsese's made double the amount of movies. Exactly.
So I'm saying so
Coppola is still making movies. Coppola's new movies is a total shit show, but he's still making them.
That's what I'm saying. Ridley Scott's still making movies, right? And they're a coin flip if they're going to be good or trash, right? It's just.
I think if this movie bombs or it's like critically panned, he'll make another one. But
that's what I'm saying. Yeah, that's why I can't wait for him to eat his own fucking words. And that's what I'm saying. Like, what kind of arrogant piece of shit? You made like 3 good movies, and you come out and you're like, "Oh, guys, I'm only going to make 10, so fucking enjoy them while they last."
Well, I really liked
douchey ass shit.
I didn't really like Django Unchained that much, but I really did like Hateful Eight and Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. I thought they were, not as good as like Pulp Fiction or like his earlier stuff, but I mean, I thought they were solid movies. They were a little bit long. I think Once Upon a Time in Hollywood was like for me like 20 minutes too long, but it was pretty good. So we'll see how this goes. I think the plot, or like I guess the premise that they've released so far is very interesting. But I'm sure he's gonna like put his own spin on it. So we'll see if it's really his last movie. But anyway,
we'll see. And hey,
let's do another. Let's try this outro again.
I'm sure I pissed off a lot of fans. Let me know how much I pissed you off with my anti-Tarantino rant. Tweet at
Gen
me
Z really cares about Tarantino.
Your feet pictures at Ziza Podcast. Let me know what you think. Let me know. Would you rather watch a Wes Anderson movie or a Quentin Tarantino movie? I mean, for me, obviously, it's Tarantino. For
well, Wes Anderson has the symmetry fetish, so they all have their demons. I think I probably pissed off more people by insulting the holiday special of Guardians of the Galaxy than you did insulting Tarantino.
I don't think anyone watched the holiday special either. If you watch the holiday special and you get pissed off, leave us a 5-star review.
More people probably watched it than they did Once Upon a Time in Hollywood.
Or WandaVision.
Yeah. All right, let's try the outro again. I'm Forrest.
I'm Mitchell.
And I'm Robbie.
And I'll try to watch all the shows next week.
Next week, tune in for Forrest to watch the shows.
All right.
Thanks for listening, guys.
Thanks. Bye.